Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this session, and thank you a lot for the organizing committee for inviting me to take part in these sessions today. I'm very happy to talk about my perspective on tourism's recovery in Central Asia. And before I start, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ati Tosun, or Ati Tosun, as they call me here in Europe. I'm a Kazakh. I live in Switzerland, and in 2015, my partner and I, we founded Indiguide.com, a travel platform dedicated to Central Asia and Silk Road destinations. Okay, let me start the presentation I prepared for today. It's a few slides to visualize what I'm telling and trying to explain here. So our background, it all started in 2015 and 16 when I first visited Central Asia, and my wife and I, we stayed for a year, immediately realized the potential in tourism and also the lack of information and access and the lack of a travel platform like Indiguide. So we decided to launch Indiguide during that first trip. And what we want to do is we wanted to address the challenges for the destinations, and based on our personal experiences as travelers. I don't have to tell you a lot about that, but and we're not going to solve everything tomorrow, but at least, you know, by providing information and online access and everything in at least in English or some other foreign languages, and we're trying to address some of the challenges, and at the end also to improve Central Asia's reputation around the world. That is not justified, and you know, it usually gets the bad coverage. If it gets a coverage, it gets a bad coverage in most of the cases, and that's very sad, but that's part of the reality as well. So Indiguide is a travel platform for life-changing travel experiences along the Silk Road, just like it has changed our lives. We believe that a good tourism needs open-minded guests and engaged hosts, and our platform matches them for a truly authentic experience. We promote underrated destinations, and we help them build a sustainable tourism for economic growth and prosperity. And finally, travel connects people and changes life. That's why we do what we do. And just for your background, Indiguide is a matchmaking platform with a 10% commission. We're connecting more than 2,000 local hosts in 14 destinations to guests and travelers who can either post their request online or browse thousands of listings that they are published. So since 2016, since the very beginning, Indiguide has been growing very fast because, you know, the need and demand was there and is proven to be right, you know, from providers, but also from travelers. Our typical customer is, you know, it's a private trip, independent travelers, many solo travelers, mostly couples, mainly from Europe, and for all kinds of durations, you know, from short trips to long trips and all age groups as well. And why do they love Indiguide? Because it's a trusted shortcut to verified hosts. It has the largest selection, it allows customized trips, and gives insider tips for travel, for your travel plans. On the other hand, for hosts, they get a free marketing tool. It includes a host dashboard with a quick overview of your reports and numbers, brings new business opportunities, and builds a host community where you can collaborate and learn from your peers and colleagues in your destination or in other destinations as well. And what we hope to achieve overall is, in the end, you know, the benefits for Central Asia's tourism in terms of a better publicity, higher visibility. We love to see hosts succeed and be successful and become independent. Based on the large website volume and traffic volume, we are able to provide data intelligence to everyone, to any stakeholder who is interested. We usually do it for free and publicly. And of course, we're trying to have an economical impact by making travelers to spend their money on the ground and not with foreign travel agents. So, and we are able to do that with the largest and most trusted travel platform in Central Asia. But there are not many around. You know, there are hundreds of booking platforms, but they usually ignore Central Asia. And that's all we do. And as you know, I talked about the growth and our mission, but on March this year, exactly on March 8th this year, everything stopped. International travel is on hold. Many borders are closed and airlines not operating. And from what we are seeing, you know, we're not going to expect a sudden, quick recovery in the near future. But what we know is that tourism will return. There are hundreds and thousands and probably millions of people who are eager and desperate to travel again. And so that's based on our observations and analysis. We are expecting and planning with the recovery in 2021 of around 50% of 2019 levels. And, you know, based on the conversations and emails and comments in social media that we are seeing and getting, is that people, they want to travel again. You know, they are desperate. Some are going crazy by staying home. So people will travel again as soon as it's able. As soon as there is clarity about border situations, airline schedules. That's what they are waiting for. Most of them, they are not really afraid of the disease. They are more waiting for clarity and to be able to plan. Right now, it's not really possible to make any plans for next year because we don't know which destination and which airline and which borders are going to be open. So people will travel again. And what can we do to stay productive during a pandemic and prepare for the next travel season in 2021? Update your online profiles and products, not only on IndiGuide, but on all the platforms that you're using. Make sure they are complete and have accurate information. Create and think of new itineraries, of unique itineraries, discover new places. Build or update your website. Educate yourself. There's so much free content, free courses, free trainings by great universities around the globe. So there's no excuse not to train and take any courses. And of course, find new business partners. We all have time now. Everyone is online. Everyone is looking for new business opportunities. Go to LinkedIn, connect with other tourism professionals. Sign up on itbcommunity.com, create your profile, or any other platform that you like to use. And also keep a list of your hesitant travelers and guests and of interested guests who are asking questions, because these are the first ones who are going to travel. So if you are seeing any interest, any hesitation right now, mark those names and contact them again as soon as borders are open. And we are here to support as good as we can. In the very beginning, in the early stages of the pandemic, we started a survey with our hosts and providers how IndiGuide can support you during the crisis. And the number one response was personal coachings, campaigns, of course, everyone would accept donations, online courses, and social media coverage for business. So that's what we did. Since March, I, my partner, and our colleagues, we have been in countless one-to-one sessions with hosts, giving advice, answering questions, and sharing our knowledge. And we're continuing to do that. And of course, it's free. And since March, we held 8 webinars for our hosts on different topics, from SEO, social media profiles, tour pages, relevant topics that matter right now and that you can optimize. And also, we've waived the commissions for accommodation providers and for domestic and regional travelers, and regional from a neighboring country, to 0%. So it's completely free now for those who are traveling, and also for accommodation providers. And like many, during the lockdown, we launched a new website because we wanted to take the opportunity of this pause and use the opportunity to upload new content and learn the new website. So we expedited the launch of the platform, and we also experimented with virtual experiences with our providers, and some are having more success and some others less. Next, I would like to talk some about trends that we are observing and opportunities that we are seeing. First, winter is approaching, and by the time maybe it's already here, and that was the case before COVID, and it's going to be the same after COVID. Potential in winter tourism is huge in all of Central Asia, in Kazakhstan, in Mongolia, in Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and it's right now it's a fraction of the transactions. So the potential is huge. We just need more content, more online content, more information about activities and places for winter travelers. It's just not available. But if it's available, people are going to book it, because that's what we are seeing, at least what we saw last year too. We urge you to build new partnerships. Visitors of Central Asia, they usually visit more than one destination. They combine countries and visit multiple places. So find new partners, offer multi-country trips, and because that's what's going to be in demand as well next year. Then the trends in customer behavior and changes in customer behaviors that we are seeing is, overall, of course, trip planning and booking is becoming more and more digital. Screen time at home and in quarantine is, of course, increasing. We are all consuming online content a lot at the moment. But what we are also seeing, trip planning and booking becomes more flexible, more spontaneous, because it's not possible to make any plans right now. So you have to shorten your payment periods, lower your deposits, if not remove them completely, because travelers will require and will demand 100% flexibility in their booking and planning. And you have to be able to provide that flexibility. Many travelers prefer closer destinations over long distance trips. And that's also a reason why we are seeing an increase of a shift to Asian travelers, from other Asian markets, because it's closer. We see a decrease from Europe and North America at the moment, in 2020, of course. But I believe this trend is going to last for the next couple of years. Travelers prefer under-the-radar destinations like Central Asia is. They want to avoid mass tourism, they want to avoid crowds, and of course, Central Asia can offer that. They prefer private trips over group tours, which is also a good sign, and because it's a higher value trip if it's private. And travelers are more engaging in outdoor activities, kayaking, camping, hiking, and that's the number one activities that most Central Asian countries are offering as well anyway. And people, they want to reconnect with their families after being separated for months, and reappreciating their core values, and also reconnect with nature and our surroundings. So most, if not all, of these trends are in favor of Central Asia's tourism potential. And I strongly believe that in the long term, Central Asia can benefit from this crisis in the new world of the travel industry. And now some visuals to emphasize the trends. The regular booking window for a trip last year was almost 2-3 months, sometimes even more in winter more, and now it's decreasing to a minimum, like let's say a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in advance. So people will book last minute. They want absolute flexibility. And when we look at your travel season, we have 2 peaks in spring and then one in summer, September again. So next year, people are going to book last minute, not in advance, and you have to be able to absorb and absorb the short-term demand. And as I said, everything is going to be online, so you have to be where your customers are, and that's online. Not only on IndiGuide, but there are other platforms as well. Of course, first of all, your own website and your own Google website. But just make sure and take the opportunity to get everything updated. And I would like to end with a quote: "Bad companies are destroyed by crisis, good companies survive them, and great companies are defined and improved by a crisis." So let's take this opportunity and get ready for the next travel season when international travel starts again. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the sessions.